Just let's talk about this team overall. 30,000-foot view for you. Where is this team at? Gone through a lot so far this year, injury, adversity, but still find themselves competing every single night. Where do you feel like this team is right now?
right where we thought we would be due to the circumstance of our injuries. And when I say injuries is anytime you have someone like Kyrie, who's your second best player, all-star type guy, and anytime he misses 20-plus games, you're not expected overall. Any team, your second star is going to be in the top 2 or 3 of the seed. So that's the first thing. Is health has it. I would say that the good thing about it is on the off season, hitting on our minimums. D. Jones and Dante have been great. Now they've been dinged up because of some of our injuries. They've had to play even more minutes. So I think that we hit on Lively, our big man, of what he has. He's had only a couple different stuff. Now he's had the broken nose. We'll see how that goes. So eventually, like our first year, you're hoping you have a little bit of luck and get a little bit of health, and then we can go on a run. 8 out of 10 had the schedule favor you, but I just think that defensively, we wish it could be a little bit better. Offensively, this is where our injuries were. This is a top 5 offense, and so that's one thing I don't think we've met expectations, but understandable. Not having Kyrie, who's literally one of the best offensive players in the league, and that out there, a lot.
What have you learned about this group from a resiliency standpoint? You talked about the things that this team has gone through and what they've learned so far. How would you determine the resiliency of this group and what it means?
I would say Luka's maturity. He's gotten mature each and every year. He might have his moments where he gets upset and yells at people, but he has a way to be able to come back, calm himself down, have conversations which he might not have been able to do his first year, give certain people confidence to be able to make the next shot. And so to see his maturation, they feed off him. And so that's the big thing from a maturity and a resilient team. See that, but these guys putting their bodies on the line, man. D. Jones could easily miss more games with his wrists and other injuries that he's had. Dante, who didn't play a lot of minutes, was averaging 30 minutes plus for 1 month. And so you think of different games of how we could have lost. That Magic game could have easily been a loss last year. We don't have that complaining. Luka might have got ejected, or we feel a certain way winning that game. So there's been some games like, wow, beating Orlando the first time on a back-to-back. We lost that the year before. But there's been some other games we've given away and certain stuff. And so we have to do a little bit better job, but we're just trying to stay above water until you get healthy.
As a coaching staff, how do you prepare this team night in and night out to bring the consistent intensity needed for an NBA game despite the highs and lows you may go through?
Yeah, it's been tough beginning of the season all the way up to the last week of not being able to practice. We played every other day. I think it was for 6 to 8 weeks, so your practice time is limited. Since that time, we've had practices to be able to get into what we need to work on. If Luka's out, if Kyrie's out, different stuff. Defensively, to be able to go over shell and work on our rotations. I think we were at 16th at one point. I think we're down to 18. We're trying to be on that middle pack from 13 to 15 and have our offense. So that has been good. On the road, we do a night schooling to help guys like Omax and Lively and Hardy to get reps just because we couldn't practice. So it's been a struggle, but overall we're trying to the best you can in a season in which everyone has these problems.
What are you guys looking to accomplish before you get to the All-Star break? You guys have gone through a difficult schedule over the last few games here. What are you wanting to learn about this team before the All-Star break here?
You always learn about the mental toughness of before break. Are you looking towards the break? Are you that? We have a tough road trip where you go to Philadelphia, where you go to Brooklyn on a back-to-back, and then you go to the Knicks, who's playing well. But just like how we're having problems, Philly has injuries. New York has injuries. So you got to take advantage of that. So hopefully we start getting healthy and some of these guys back here in the next game, if not the game after, and going in and finishing up strong. Man, you want to, I don't know how many left. If it's 6, you want to win 4 out of 6 and then come back to All-Star break. You play Phoenix and we owe them. So you want to see how your team does when it easily can get distracted of what vacation you're going to.
Last one for you, preparing for Giannis in Milwaukee. What's the key to defending a team that has a lot of different guys that can do things, but obviously the head of the snake being Giannis and Damian Lillard?
I think Giannis, we gave him too many easy dunks. He's going to get his 25. You're not going to, but you wanted to be able to, he shoots a couple more jumpers, shoots 2 more threes. He has to kick out. Our rotations are good. And I thought Dame hurt us in the fourth of maybe our traps and having to rotate out of it, make guys like Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis shoot a little bit more. Anytime it's like us, Luka and Kyrie, we're going to get a lot of open looks, and so are them. And who's willing to make them, and who are we willing to live with shooting those shots?
Appreciate you, man.
Anytime,
Thank you.
brother.